Perfect.
Welcome back to the UnderRated Podcast, episode 57, titled, Make It Make Sense. I know Tommy Sotomayor, I don't know how to say his name. He coined the phrase, but it's a good phrase, because stuff doesn't make sense these days. All right. Yesterday they had Pinky Adams' funeral. And man, I tell you, maybe I'm too emotionally invested in this one because, I don't understand it, even though it happened like 9 months before her actual death took place. And it's just, they sent her off well. I appreciate the family. But this dude right here, her dad, he's the weirdest man I ever seen in my life. All right, who takes pictures of their daughter in the casket and post it on social media sites? Who does that? Who looks this happy at their daughter's funeral? Well, he didn't go to the funeral. I guess he even shot a music video from what I'm hearing right after that. But she died because of this picture right here, bro. Are you serious? Tell me my tax dollars are not paying these type of professors to teach dumb shit. Okay, I understand everybody got their reservation with the police. But if you have your reservation with the police, you better have a firearm on you. You have to have the ability to protect yourself if you don't want to call the police. But this lady right here, common sense goes completely out the window. And I want to give it up to that young man that's in this, both of those guys actually, that's involved in this conversation. Because as you can see, logic takes over emotions every time. You see who wins. But I can't believe that our tax dollars are paying professors like this. Just look.
You brought up the police in your speech a few times. So what is your main concern? Since, honestly, the whole reason police, it is systemic. The issue is systemic because the whole reason we have police departments in the first place, where did it stem from? What's our history? Going back to what Jeremy was talking about, what does it stem from? It stems from people in the South wanting to capture runaway slaves.
Maybe they shouldn't be heroes. Maybe they don't belong on a kid's show.
So I disagree with what Jeremy said about it because I think cops are heroes and they have to have a difficult job, but we have to have that
all of
fine
them?
life. Oh, I'd say a good majority of them. You have bad people in every business and every part.
Yeah.
Well,
a lot of police officers have committed atrocious crimes and have gotten away with it and have never been convicted of any of it. And I say this as a person who has family members who are police officers.
Yes, I understand. And this is what I believe. This is my opinion. And this is, not popular to say, but I do support our police, and we have bad people, and the people that do bad things should be brought to justice. I agree with that. But I think that say it again.
They haven't.
Well, I agree with you on that point of they should, right?
Okay, so what is your bottom line point? You're saying police officers should be revered, viewed as heroes. They belong on TV shows with children.
I think they are heroes in a sense because they come to your need and they come and help you, and they have a problem just like every other business, but we should fix that. But I think they're heroes. Well, I
think that's the problem. It's looking at it as a business because they're actually supposed to protect and serve the people.
They do protect us. Who do we call when we're in trouble and someone has a knife or a gun?
I wouldn't call the police.
Why wouldn't you call the police?
I don't trust them. My life's in more danger.
Who would you call?
In their presence.
Professor, who would you call?
I wouldn't call anybody.
Stop the cap.
Well, would you have, if someone intruded your house with a gun, would you have a gun on you, or
no.
Who would you call?
It's my time to go.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to
reach out in your house with a gun. There's not much you can do at that point. Calling the police is kind of just,
And I know that it's not popular for me to say that to you guys and people in here, but that's what I believe about the police.
Okay. And, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys very much for listening to my point. I appreciate it. Thanks.
I will say, yeah, I'm glad you did say that, even if I disagree with you. It's important.
Yeah, and we should fight for the right for people to say things that we don't even like, right?
I may not agree with what you say, but I'll fight for your right to say it.
Amen, brother.
Within some
Amen.
extent.
Stop the cap. You don't look like you're able to hurt a fly and you ain't gonna call the police. I tell you what. Let 3 dudes from my neck of the woods come in your house and see how fast you get on the phone and call the police. You are lying. You are lying. Okay, you don't want to look at them as heroes and all that. That's cool. But they go to stuff that most of these civilians out here wouldn't dare think about doing. They see stuff that y'all never see. Stop criminals that y'all scared of. That y'all always calling the police for. You scared of your next door neighbors, but the police got to come and tame them because you can't do it. Y'all trip me out with that. I don't like the police. I don't ever call the police. And everywhere, every time I go around in areas where the skin color is the same as mine, guess what I see? Police! Y'all full of it, man. But anyway, hey, to each his own. Don't call the police. Matter of fact, let's abolish the police department in general and let everybody go for what they know. At least let's see how the United States of America look in 6 months. Let's see it. Let's see it. It'd be Call of Duty, Black Ops, Double XP Weekend. And finally, my last story. Unfortunately, this young lady, Mikaya Bryant, she lost her life doing a situation that involved the police. And I never want to see no one lose their life like that. However, a life was saved as well. I mean, I guess it's debatable how it should have went, but it did happen. Now, this is the press conference that was given from her family and the family's attorney. And it's kind of weird to me. It's a weird situation going on because Mikaya was in a foster care system. Yet these are all the maternal parents and grandparents standing up here now. How do you have all these people here, but your daughter is in foster care, but you are around? I get it. But let's check out this press conference.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here. My name is Michelle Martin of the Martin Law Firm. I'm here today representing the family of Mikaya Bryant. She was a 16-year-old vibrant, bubbly girl whose life was cut short by many of our failing systems. I'm here with the family to be a voice for Mikaya, for Janaya, for Azaria, for their siblings, and for their family. This injury goes deep. This is a deep-seated issue that has boiled over into a vile result of tragedy that took place on April the 20th. We are here and we're going to investigate every agency that had a time and an opportunity to prevent Mikaya's death. I stand here with her family, committed to getting answers. We'll be calling for a couple federal investigations, one being from the Health and Human Services, asking that we look into Ohio's foster care system, starting here in Franklin County. We're also going to be calling for a Department of Justice investigation into the shooting. And we're still investigating who else could be at fault, because this can't happen again. I've served as guardian ad litem for over 200 children over the past decade. I've seen the pain in their eyes far too often. And we need to protect and cherish all of our children, especially those in distress who need us the most. And so we will push for those investigations beyond this shooting. All systems failed her. Now the family is here in pain. Today, we're going to talk about that pain. We have to protect our youth, Ohio. If we sweep this under the rug without answering to Mikaya's pain, then we fail her again. I hear the anger of those who want to make the counter argument of what happened in that moment. But if you aren't angry about why this happened, If you're not angry about why this continues to happen, then you are truly the problem. We have to protect our children. They are our core. We have to do more. Mikaya deserves more. Mikaya Bryant deserves justice. I would like for you to hear from her mother and a couple of her family members as to their pain. This is Mikaya's mother, and she's going to talk to you just a bit.
Hello, my name is Paula Bryant. I'm Mikaya's mom, and I want the world to know my baby was an innocent, talented, bubbly, loving teenager. She never should have been gone off this world. She had a full life ahead of her that ended in a tragedy. I love my baby. She was a good little girl. She was very sweet and caring and loving. She was a Christian, and she didn't deserve this. It hurts me so bad. Words can't even explain how I feel right now that I had to bury my beautiful daughter.
Yes, I'm Myron Hammonds. I'm Mikaya Bryant's father. To know Mikaya is to know life, meaning God, the water, the sun. That was her spirit. It was calm. Excuse me. I'm sorry right now. But it was to know her was to know peace. She was here with me for 16 years. She was able to be my peacemaker. Anytime I was feeling bad, Mikaya made me feel better. She was there. She was a courageous child. She always had her mother instincts with my other children. She's the angel that God lent me for 16 years, and I got to understand why, but it's His time. That's
Hi, I'm the grandmother of Mikaya Bryant. From the time this baby was brought home, those are the thoughts that keep running through my mind. I named her my sugar mama. She said to me once, she said, Grandma, how come you love us so much? I loved her so much because I love my son. I loved her so much because I love children. And now my baby's gone. I would come home oftentimes, and Mikaya's cleaned up the whole house. She's got the candles on. Everything's just fine. It's a couple of Sundays before Mikaya passed, we were in the car. We kept singing the song, I Want to Bless Her. We were so happy, her and her sisters and me. We were so happy. For something tragic like this to happen, it's unimaginable. So I want justice for my grandbaby. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Myra Duke. I'm Mikaya's aunt, and I lived out of town. I live in Atlanta, but whenever I would come in town, I would ensure that I would always go see her. She had a vibrant personality. She was a beautiful girl, not only on the outside, but also on the inside. Oftentimes, I would FaceTime her. She would show me what she was doing, help her out with her schoolwork. Whenever she would cook, she would, Auntie, look what I made. It's unreal that our family has to suffer this tragedy, and it didn't have to end this way.
At this time, as you can already imagine, the family is grieving, so trying to figure out what to say at this time and who to say it to is very difficult. And so we definitely ask your patience. I know that there will be follow-up, and we will reach out to all of you. At this time, we are still investigating, but you will continue to hear our voices. Over the next coming days, you will get familiar with this face and these faces, because we cannot let this stand. I am an advocate for children in Franklin County, in Central Ohio, in Ohio, and if God willing, the world one day. But we have to start with where we are at home, and this can't happen in our backyard. We can't allow this to happen. We can't let this stand. And so right now we would just ask your respect while the family grieves. Tomorrow there will be services held, and as the details of those unfold, if you haven't already found out, we will make sure that if necessary that information is released to you. And I thank you so much for your time. I want to say if there's any questions, but I feel like...
Can you identify every single person who spoke? They didn't say their names in the beginning.
Absolutely. So we have Mom, Paula Bryant. I'll let Dad say his name because he has an accent.
Myron Hammonds, the father of Mikaya Bryant.
This is grandmother.
Janine Hammonds, the grandmother of Mikaya Bryant.
And I'm Myra Jew, the aunt of Mikaya Bryant.
Can you offer any clarity on what circumstances led up to Mikaya being placed into foster care?
At this point in time, I will not be offering up that information. However, as the investigation is ongoing, the story of how Mikaya Bryant was placed in foster care and remained in foster care, what we believe too long, will unfold.
And then can you offer any clarity on the reason, I mean, you have to have some reason to ask the Department of Health and Human Services to launch an investigation. What is your justification for this investigation?
Well, they oversee Child Protective Services, and so they also govern the federal, they also govern the way in which our laws are implemented here. And so while we may not see that they're, as the investigation unfolds, I believe that it's deeper, that it's more of a policy issue and a cultural issue. And so it's hard for us to kind of see ourselves with our own implicit bias and lens on. So sometimes it's better to have an oversight function come in and provide that for you and provide the recommendations so that we can improve. That's the goal here, right? To get better.
Do you guys want to see any type of justice against the officer?
It depends on what the investigation produces. I mean, I think that all of us can agree here that we think that the shooting happened and it should not have happened. All the things that led up to that, I believe, are still unfolding. It was extremely tragic. If you ask me, I do believe that the officer responded too aggressively, to say it mildly. You know, I believe that she was shot as if she was a target, and I can't sleep at night with that. So I want to see what the investigation produces, because I am also a lawyer, and I know that we have to use our legal tools and skills and expertise in order to get justice for this family. So, you know, I know what my heart tells me, but I also know what the law says. And so I'm interested to find out how we can use both to get justice for her.
Can you clarify?
Can I ask you a question? Were you there the day?
You cannot ask Myron any questions. I'm sorry. You can ask them to me.
Can I ask
Was he there the day of the shooting?
We'll tell you that later.
Can you confirm that it was either Mikaya or her sister who called 911?
I will not confirm that at this time, but I do thank you for your question.
Have you filed a notice of claim with the city?
There has been nothing filed yet. I just got on board, but we'll file. If you have anything that you believe would be instrumental in helping us with this investigation, I'm open to that as well. We got to get this solved. This is a problem.
Do you believe that the foster home where she was living and the foster parent did anything wrong in terms of raising her or
yes.
the day of being there?
Yes, I do.
Could you expand on that?
I will not be elaborating at this moment because I want to make it about Mikaya and talking about her family and introducing you guys to her and just the beautiful, all of you seen pictures of her, you've seen the TikToks, you've heard her speaking, and so I just wanted to take this moment to at least give her a voice and let you know that we will be speaking with you further and we'll help the story unfold and we will tell you Mikaya's story.
When is the funeral services?
Tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow's Friday?
No, it's Friday.
I'm sorry, Friday. So that's why I said we'll let you know the details later, but it's Friday. I'm thinking today's Thursday. Sorry, guys.
Are the media allowed in the funeral? Do you have any detail on that?
That's up to the family, and they're still discussing that. We will release that by the end of today.
How long was Mikaya in foster care?
And actually, we're gonna.
Hard for them, and I'm glad you asked that question.
Thank you so much. She'll take interviews later. I appreciate it, though. We're gonna stop taking questions right now. I appreciate.
All right, question. We have mom, dad, grandma, and aunt. Yet, child is in foster care. How? And they all around. But there's something wrong here because that mother wasn't even allowed to answer any of these questions. This lawyer, something stinks about her. She didn't even know when the funeral was and laughed about it. So there's a problem here. Is this a money grab? Because this little girl lost her life behind this. I don't even think... I think the mother might be taking it serious, but as far as everyone else, I'm confused. I don't think this is as serious as it should be. Again, this is episode 57. Make it make sense. Check out my last podcast, episode 56, Young Living Savage. Comment and subscribe. Thank you for my new subscriber. Of course, they would never monetize this, so I need y'all to support me. I don't even want Cash App. Just subscribe, man. This your boy NG, and I'm out.